5 years. That's how long it took for a subdivision outside of Charlotte to start sinking. Not the land, the houses. Foundations poured the same week, same crew, same mix. By year 5, 14 homeowners were staring at repair estimates averaging $80,000. The builder had dissolved the LLC 3 years earlier. The warranty expired 12 months before the first crack showed up. In our last breakdown of builder-grade scams, the tradesmen in the quality rot community revealed something I didn't cover, and it's worse. They said the real rot doesn't start at the faucet or the HVAC. It starts under your feet, in the concrete, before the first wall is ever framed. 3 failure points, each one locked in before you walk the model home. Failure point number 1, the concrete scam. Concrete is not a liquid that hardens. It's a chemical reaction. Cement, aggregate, sand, and a precisely measured amount of water combined through hydration. The water-to-cement ratio determines the final strength. Lower water means higher PSI. The target for a residential slab is 3,500 to 4,000 PSI. That's what the engineer specs. That's what the permit says. That is not what many builders actually pour. A proper 3,500 pounds per square inch mix is thick, hard to spread, takes time. And the crews pouring your foundation aren't paid by the hour. They're paid by the job. Every extra minute working that concrete is a minute they're not getting paid for. So they add water. They call it wetting it down. What it actually does is break the chemistry. That extra water doesn't become part of the reaction. It sits as free water. As the slab cures, it evaporates, leaving microscopic voids throughout the entire foundation. Your 3,500 pounds per square inch slab is now functionally 2,500. It looks the same, passes the visual inspection. But when the soil shifts, and it shifts seasonally in most of the country, that weakened slab doesn't flex. It cracks diagonally through load-bearing sections. And once it cracks, moisture migrates through those fissures and the damage compounds every year. A concrete contractor in the comments, 20 years in the trade, put it simply, if you see a hose going into that truck on your job site, your foundation is already compromised. And here's what kills me. The amount of time they save by watering it down, about 20 minutes. The amount of money they save on the pour, maybe $300 to $500. On a $400,000 home. That is the trade your builder made with your foundation. Failure point number 2, the 4-inch trap. Built to code is not a compliment. Code is the legal minimum, the lowest bar a builder can clear and still transfer the deed. It's designed to keep structures from killing people on inspection day, not to keep your home functional for your mortgage term. In most jurisdictions, code allows a 4-inch interior slab, 4 inches between your family and the ground. Now load a 2-story home on top of it. Tile floors, granite countertops, an 800-pound kitchen island on a slab designed for the bare minimum. For $1,500 to $3,000 more on a home that costs $400,000, that slab could be 5 inches thick. The capacity increase isn't linear, it's exponential. A 5-inch slab is dramatically more resistant to cracking under differential loads, but builders won't do it unless you demand it and pay the upgrade, because they're not building a generational home. They're building a product that needs to survive the 10-year structural warranty and not a day longer. Several of you in the comments shared that you paid for the upgrade, and the builder tried to talk you out of it. The person selling you a $450,000 home tried to convince you that spending $2,000 on the thing holding it up was unnecessary. Failure point number 3, the sheathing scam. If the foundation is the skeleton, the sheathing is the skin. 20 years ago, that meant plywood or OSB, rigid, structural. Walk through a high-volume job site today, and the framing crews in your comments have a name for what's on those walls. They call it cardboard. The industry calls it structural fiberboard. Compressed wood fiber bonded with resin, cheaper, thinner, lighter than plywood. And now the default exterior sheathing on production homes across the country. The problem isn't the material in a lab. The problem is the material on a job site. in the rain, exposed for weeks before the siding crew shows up. Several of you described watching exactly this. New builds sitting in the rain for weeks and framing soaked, sheathing saturated, and the moment the sun broke, the house wrap crew sealed it all up. Wet wood, trapped moisture, covered by adhesive tape the builder is betting will hold for 30 years. Tape dries out, it peels, it curls at every seam. When it fails, moisture enters the wall cavity, hits that fiberboard, and breaks down the resin binder. The panel doesn't crack, it doesn't splinter, it goes soft. One of you described pushing a finger through the sheathing on a home that was 7 years old. 7 years. That's not wear and tear, that's a material that was wet when it was sealed and never dried. The fix: demand CDX plywood or zip system sheathing. Your builder will say the fiberboard is equivalent. It isn't. Plywood handles moisture. Fiberboard handles a dry lab test. Your house doesn't live in a lab. And the price difference? About $8 per sheet. On a full house, that's roughly $500 to $700 total. That's the number your builder chose over your walls lasting. The Survival Guide. 3 things that cost almost nothing compared to the repair bill they prevent. 1. Before the pour, demand the batch ticket from the concrete driver. It shows the exact mix, water content, cement ratio, target PSI. If your builder says you don't need it, you need it more than you think. No ticket, no pour. That's your line. 2. Ask for a 5-inch slab with fiber mesh or rebar reinforcement. Get the cost in writing. If they quote over $3,000 for a standard footprint, get a second opinion. This is the cheapest structural insurance you'll ever buy. 3. Hire an independent inspector for 2 visits, the day of the pour and after framing before drywall. That inspector verifies the batch ticket, documents every house wrap seam, every window penetration, every piece of sheathing while the walls are still open. Cost: $400 to $600, 1 appliance repair call. It is the only moment in the process where you can see what you're actually paying for. After the drywall goes up, the evidence disappears. 3 failure points, each one locked in before you picked the countertops. The concrete was watered down to save 20 minutes. The slab was poured at minimum thickness to save $2,000. The walls were wrapped in cardboard and tape because real sheathing costs $8 more per sheet. That's builder grade. Not built well. Built to the minimum that lets them hand you the keys. If you missed our first breakdown, the HVAC, the arbitration clause, the 2-version fixtures, that's right here. Watch it next. The pattern doesn't stop at the foundation. And before you go, does your new driveway already have a hairline crack? Drop the year your house was built. Let's find the pattern. Because the quality rot community has already proven something the builders don't want you to know. You're not the only one.